guys. Well, got some of my aluminum parts in. I'm going to be changing all of it eventually, all to aluminum. This is just getting me in good habit of understanding where every part goes and just reacquainting myself with the RC cars. Here I have two totally different aluminum front and rear swing arms. The reason I did that is because the last time I ordered some GH Racing, I got two left sides when I needed them, and it was just a hassle dealing with the company. Hotmeup.com, they just ended up having horrible service this go around. So I just went with a totally different company and bought these from them. I don't forget what brand they are. I think they're Integgy or Integgy, however you pronounce that. I'm not Loctiting anything right now because I'm going to be taking it all back apart and putting aluminum casters and steering rods. I did put lots of grease and WD-40 on these metal to metal parts because there's my grease, because I don't want them binding or chaffing up, creating major issues. You know, I got to looking for a way to adjust my shocks. Right here, the height of all the shocks, and I couldn't find anything online on showing how to do it. So I took me a wheel bearing, or a bearing spacer. Actually, I think it's off of a spacer on a lawnmower blade. To get me in the right direction, I used this spacer and put it just like that on all four of them, and tighten them up to where they're all that width. That way the spring's nice and tight, because these are a progressive spring. They get harder the further you push them in. And it's worked out good. Now whenever I make a turn, I can make a single turn on each one, whichever direction, and I used a little, you can't see it on here, I used a little Sharpie so I could tell where the mark is on both sides. So whenever I turn them, I just make them the same. There's I just ordered me some XL1 rear drive shafts. They should be coming in the mail any day now. These are pretty worn. They're about stripped out. Even though I hadn't driven it very much, they were pretty much like that when I bought them. I think I'm just going to buy the cheaper version Integgy front drive shafts though, just because I don't need to spend another $56 on a set of drive shafts when I could get them for $22. And the front ones they're still going to be made out of steel and aluminum, like the rear, but they don't take as much abuse as the rear does, and that's why I spent the extra money on the rear. One thing I'd like to know, if some of y'all could leave me some comments, is I'm preferring to convert this to a chassis of a car, or a buggy with a rear wing and whatnot, and I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue what to do. Obviously the front and rear bumpers will come off, but I'm surely they have a kit or somewhat that I could buy to convert it, but since I'm so new in the game, I'm unsure. I did find online a carbon fiber and aluminum chassis that I'm planning on purchasing. I found one website that's discontinued, and I'm still searching for billet wheels with inner and outer I don't forget what it's called, beadlocks. So I'd really love to convert this to a buggy. And maybe run a slightly further offset tire, and that way I can get some bigger tires in the rear. Maybe slightly smaller in the front. Not much smaller since it's four-wheel drive. I don't know, maybe the same size. But she is making progress. And that's what matters. I'd really like to know how to pronounce it though. Is it Integi? I hate feeling like an idiot trying to say something. Let's see, idiots feel like idiots all the time though. I feel like I should do something with my hands. Like, you know, I'm on camera. I'm in a Will Ferrell moment. So, you know, it's like my hand just wants to do something. I gotta get me another one of these screws. It's stripped out. Hadn't found anywhere where they sell them. Might take it to Fastenal and see what they got. For the time being, I'm half tempted to just take a little die grinder to it, cut a straight slit straight across it, and just use a flathead to take it on and off, because that's just annoying. Alright, so here we are, reinstalled, beautifully and easy. So, definitely a lot less hassle than last time with the rear ones. Whew, what a pain in the butt. Couldn't ever get the company to do anything. They would say they would. You can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, what you do is what counts. They wanted me to take on faith to just send it straight back to them, and they would send me another one, even though I'd already paid them and they had already showed that they shipped it and it had been delivered. I know how PayPal works and how eBay works, and that's a good way to screw yourself and have nothing. So I had to get online and buy the correct side individually. So some swing arms that should have cost $22 ended up costing me $32, and I have a spare, which I don't need, of a GH Racing rear swing arm. I live and learned. These things are expensive. This is an expensive hobby. I tend to buy expensive hobbies. I don't have a clue why. Well, I'll tell you why. It's a car. Anything dealing with any kind of car seems to be expensive. But I really hope I can find some races around here close, because at the building stuff is just what I do. It's what I enjoy. But I would like to step outside of my own comfort zone and start racing and getting acquainted with new people. Some of these videos I've seen are very inspirational. I'm not much of a people person at all. I have too many creative thoughts constantly where I don't exactly think how other people think. And that makes it kind of socially awkward when I'm comfortable not saying a word around somebody and they're uncomfortable because I'm not saying a word. So, But I'm trying to step outside of my comfort zone, do new things, experience new experiences, and this is going to be one of them. In the meantime, until the weather keeps warming up, I'm just going to sit back and continue building this. I'm going to keep all the parts I'm taking off, because there's a good chance I could build another entire slash completely stock out of all my stock parts. Actually, I probably will, and I'll probably sell it as a beat up stock part 4x4. Somebody gets some fun out of it. Or I may just let that one be the one my little 3-year-old son gets to play with. It's actually a pretty good idea. That way he doesn't destroy all this billet aluminum running straight into a tree. I guess that's the problem with fixing them up though, is you fix them up only to destroy them. I gotta be careful with how much aluminum I put on, because if I get it too rigid, I'm gonna start breaking expensive aluminum parts instead of cheap plastic parts. So I know right now these top mounts will never be aluminum. As many times as I flip, these will stay plastic, because I want these to break before anything else. But I don't know. The idea of making a machine like this out of all billet is just fascinatingly cool. It makes me get chill bumps thinking about it. So, I'll take this rear wheel off. Alright, well, made some progress today. As soon as those drive shafts show up, I'll experience taking that apart and see how it works putting it back together. It's something I ain't ever done before yet. Don't look like it'd be too difficult. I'm contemplating, while I have it back apart, I might as well purchase the aluminum whatever they're called, spindles. That way I ain't gotta do it again. I've been reading a lot about this Traxxas motor and how it's waterproof and all this good stuff, being brushless. And if a few of y'all can explain to me, if I were to go with, like, say, a Tekken 5 motor, would I also need to upgrade my ECU to be able to handle it? That's something, without just searching for hours on the forums, which I have not done yet, I plan on doing. I'd hate to just purchase a $150 motor when I needed the $150 ECU to go along with it. So, if you could answer that, just let me know. I'd really appreciate it. Well, that's the end of the update for now. As soon as I get more parts, I'll keep getting you some more videos. Thank you.